Hello, my name is Dante Luzon. I'm a retired broadcaster. Being an outsider now looking in, couldn't help recalling the glory days that we had, especially in the news and current affairs department. And while I was anchoring the news, because I was anchoring TV Patrol Central Visayas and TV Patrol Southern Mindanao and TV Patrol Dumaguete for 17 years of my career until I took the early retirement in 2007, there were role models I looked up to. Broadcasters in Manila, the best. First there was Frankie Evangelista. I had the privilege of sharing banters with him eventually when I was with ABS-CBN. We interacted on air during the election coverages, and we met in Manila a few times during our workshops. I remember him telling me, Mr. Luzon, finally you're now in Luzon. He's one of the very few anchors in Manila, proficient both in Tagalog and in English.
Thousands of squatter families in Antipolo may lose their homes anytime this week after the A Corporation, claiming their lands, plans to continue demolitions in the area. Long lines to the U.S. Embassy may no longer be a nightmare to Filipinos planning to travel to the United States. Visa applications to the U.S. Embassy will now be done by appointment.
See what I mean? The voice, the authority. And that time, our Vice President for News and Current Affairs was Angelo Castro Jr., also an anchor because he was the main anchor of The World Tonight aired on ABS-CBN in Manila and nationwide via satellite.
In the news, another coup attempt may be launched next month. Armed Forces Acting Chief of Staff Major General Rodolfo Biason said that based on military intelligence reports, rightist groups have devised plans to exploit situations in order to enable them to stage a coup d'etat.
In the old school of broadcast, you cannot be a broadcaster unless you have a voice, because voice quality was a prerequisite. And your diction must be flawless. And since we're talking about the old school, I remember I was in high school when I used to watch Harry Gasser anchoring the news once on RPN 9. He was the first anchor I saw nationwide when we had this domestic satellite, or we call it DomSat. He was anchoring Newswatch. He was the main anchor of Newswatch.
Gabriel Flasilorde now lie in state at the Santa Rita Orphanage, which the great Filipino boxing champion helped put up. The Papal Award and Presidential Merit Awards. Information Minister Gregory Sendanya, in paying his respects to the late champion and extending his condolence to the Elorde family, also brought along the original presidential citation accompanying the award of the Presidential Merit Medal. President Marcos, in paying tribute to Elorde, called him a great Filipino and a fine example to the Filipino youth and people.
And several years later, I met him in Cebu. We worked together. We belong to the same network. But you know, my list is not complete without the late Eddie Mercado. Broadcaster par excellence and one of the country's best hosts, and also a singer, an entertainer.
In the late 30s, when all the colleges in the Philippines were borrowing collegiate songs from the United States, there were LaSalle and Letran and Sambeda, even the UP, Mapua. They were borrowing songs, melodies from the United States. But in the late 30s, there came one particular song, and this is the song that reversed everything. This was a song that was adopted, words and music, by Brooklyn Preparatory College. But if you will notice, ladies and gentlemen, the executives are garbed tonight in what they happily refer to as college clothes. As you can see, our college freshmen, especially the one in the upper row, feels very young now.
You know, every time I watch the guy on TV, I always try to imitate his ad-lib, his style, his move. And they're all gone now. They're all gone. But they're legends. And sad to say, the broadcast industry does not produce the likes of them anymore. And the broadcast industry has changed a lot, and we, the veterans, become obsolete and irrelevant. Well, reality bites.
That will do it for us tonight. I'm Peachy Garcia.
And I'm Don De Luzon. Get your news straight and fast here on News Central Davao.
Good
Good
night.
night.